Ladies and gentlemen, it is Alex from Maximum Charge. Welcome back to the channel, and if you are new here, welcome. Today we are on a brand new e-bike from Kingbull, the Jumper Go. This is a Class 3 e-bike featuring a torque sensor, a step-through frame, 20 amp hour 48 volt battery, dual suspension, and this is not your typical budget dual suspension e-bike. This has an air shock in the back and a Zoom branded front fork. And today we're going to be bringing this bike through all the usual tests: the hill climb test, the top speed test, the 0 to 20 acceleration test, the brake test, all the tests, to find out if this is a bike worth buying. And the prices of these bikes are always fluctuating based on whatever sale might be happening. So to get the most up-to-date price, check the link in the description below. I will also leave any available coupon codes or discounts down there as well. Using that link to purchase the bike will help the channel at no extra cost to you, and thank you so much to the people who are using my links. I really do appreciate it. And before we begin, let's check out the specs and components of this bike. Let's take a look at the specs and components of the Kingbull Jumper Go. We're going to start at the top. Round rubber handlebar grips, Tektro hydraulic disc brake levers, simple control panel, nice looking minimalist display. You can cycle through the odometer, the voltage, time the bike has been on, the current that is currently being used, trip meter. I did try and unlock this bike to go faster than Class 3, but I was unsuccessful. So looks like if you guys are getting this bike, it's going to be stuck at Class 3, which means throttle is 20 miles an hour, pedaling is 28 miles an hour. Dedicated light switch, horn button, 8-speed trigger shifter, and a half twist throttle. And here's what the front headlight looks like. Seems like there's an LED aimed up, and the reflectors are going to reflect that forwards. Same thing underneath. Here's what the tail light looks like, and here's what it looks like when you hit the brakes. Here's that Zoom branded front fork. It doesn't seem like there's any adjustability on the top of the fork, but this fork does feel pretty good. The rear suspension looks phenomenal. Look at these pivot arms. This is a fully adjustable D&M air shock. This feels great. It's got a lot of travel, and it's going to make for a very comfortable ride. For tires, we get 20 by 4 inch Kenda tires, 180 millimeter disc brake rotors, and name brand Tektro hydraulic disc brake calipers. Same exact brake setup in the back. This bike has plastic front and rear fenders. Moving on down, we have a BMX style handlebar that's going to give you a very nice upright riding position. And of course, you can adjust that riding position by tilting the handlebar backwards or forwards. Cable management does look very nice, and it is routed into the frame. Nice looking rear rack for storage. Medium width, decently squishy seat with some ventilation holes. I love how the frame of this bike looks. It does seem to have a very robust construction, and I do love the color as well. This is called their space gray color. It's got this blue gray tint to it. Very nice. And integrated into the frame is the advertised 20 amp hour 48 volt battery. Charge port is right over here, so you can charge the battery when it's in the bike or off the bike. The bike comes with 2 keys. To remove the battery, just put the key in the keyhole, turn the key, the battery unlocks, you push the button to unlock it, and you can fully remove the battery. Looks like we got a carry handle on the battery. Here's that label on the battery, 48 volt, 20 amp hour. Let's put this back in. There you go. Latch is right in place. Don't even need to relock it with the key. This bike does come with a Bafang branded motor, and Bafang has been in the motor industry for quite some time, so that is a trusted brand to have. On the label it says G063 750 watt nominal motor. I've used this motor in other e-bikes and it has performed very well. And this bike does come with a torque sensor that's going to give you a very natural feeling pedaling experience. Paired with that torque sensor is an 8-speed freewheel, so that'll give you an extra gear to make sure you can fine-tune your pedaling experience. Shimano Altus labeled derailleur, and a small to medium sized chainring with a chainring guard on one side. And we get basic metal pedals. I would say this bike isn't for a shorter rider, probably a medium to taller sized rider. As you can see, the frame with the seat post does stick out quite a bit. If you are super tall, you can make the seat even higher, but not by much, because this is the length of the seat post. So we'll just keep this all the way down. Mounting this bike is obviously very easy because of the step-through frame. Here's what it'll look like seated on this bike at its lowest seating position. I can easily reach the ground with my feet. I have an inseam length of 29 inches and I am 5'10". Fairly comfortable seating experience. And as you can tell, there is a lot of movement in the rear suspension, thanks to that name brand air shock that's back there. Front suspension also has a good amount of travel. And this bike is on the lighter side. It is not a heavy bike, so that's gonna be great if you have to bring this bike upstairs or move it around. All right, guys, let's jump into the test ride. Let's see how this bike performs. All right, guys, let's start off by testing the speedometer accuracy. We might be off by about 1 mile an hour or so, maybe even less. So I'm happy the speedometer is mostly accurate because we will be testing our 0 to 20 acceleration test right now. Ladies and gentlemen, let's find out. We're gonna bring it all the way up to pedal assist 5 to make sure we get the most amount of power. Here we go, throttle only, 0 to 20 test, 3, 2, 1, boom. Nice, easy start. Okay, so we hit 20. I'll leave all the numbers up on the screen for you guys so you can compare. And if you do want to see full leaderboards, visit maximumchargeev.com. Let's move on to our long hill climb test. Long hill climb test, throttle only, 3, 2, 1, boom. Nice, easy start. If you guys do like content like this, please feel free to subscribe to the channel if I've earned your subscription. Like the video if you like it. You guys can follow me on social media. I am on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and I have 2 Facebook groups, e-bike addicts and high-speed e-bikes, 40 miles an hour and up. Feel free to check those out. And for full leaderboard information, please visit maximumchargeev.com. We're at 19.9 miles an hour, just about 20 miles an hour. Okay. So right now I'm pedaling 28 miles an hour. I do hear the motor, but obviously throttle is gonna give me nothing. Wow. The suspension is definitely good on this bike. Just dropping off those curbs and hitting the next curb, you can tell this bike does not have budget suspension. Handlebar width test, not too narrow, not too wide, just right. Turning radius test. Not all the way to 90 degrees. That's because of the frame design, this integrated frame battery. Moving on to our steep hill climb test. Steep hill climb test, we got our GPS speedometer out. Let's find out what this Bafang motor can do. Here we go, 3, 2, 1, boom. Soft, easy start. All right, we're doing okay. 8 miles an hour. That is pretty good, guys. I'd say that's about average. So crush that hill for a normie bike. Doing that well, I'd say that's pretty good. Pretty good torque on this 48 volt system using that Bafang motor. Moving on to our 20 mile an hour brake test. We're gonna get to 20 miles an hour and then use the parking spot to measure the brake distance of this bike. Ready and brake. All right, that was good. So, these Tektro brakes, they work well. With the 180 millimeter rotors, 0 complaints. We started our braking there, went through one spot, and we stopped kind of in the middle of the second spot. That's great. I'd say for braking power, this bike passes. Moving on to the sidewalk of doom. Dropping off the curb and then hitting the bump on the sidewalk. Feels great. The suspension is excellent on this bike. Again, you can tell it is not your typical budget decorative suspension. It actually works, and it works well. Hitting the sidewalk of doom. Oh yeah, this feels nice. I do feel the front suspension working well. The rear really is working phenomenally. In combination with the fat tires, you are gonna have a pretty smooth ride in this bike. And I know most of you guys are gonna switch out the seat to a big old squishy seat. Looks like I forgot to tighten down the display. Just ignore that if it's moving around a bit, that's my bad. So again, the top speed, throttle only, is 20. But if you pedal, you can get this bike up to 28 miles an hour. And here's what my cadence looks like at that top speed. So I'd say ghost pedaling won't be an issue with this bike. Mostly because it doesn't go faster than a class 3 speeds. Let's talk about the pedaling experience on this bike. So it does have a torque sensor. So right now we're on pedal assist 1. And a middle gear on the freewheel in the back. And if we switch to showing our current on the display, all right, it looks like the current is not currently working. Yeah, it's not showing us anything. It's just staying at 0. Okay, so ignore that. But if I pedal slowly, Okay, I'm barely pushing into the pedals at all, and I know you guys can hear it, but if I pedal hard, I did hear the motor work a little bit harder. In terms of pedal assist level speeds, level 1 will give you 10 miles an hour. Level 2, about 15 miles an hour. Level 3, 20. Level 4, felt the motor cut out at about 25. And then of course level 5 will give you that full 28 mile an hour top speed. But let's get back to talking about the torque sensor. So we'll keep it on pedal assist level 5. If I'm gently pedaling, barely getting any power. But if I pedal hard, if you guys hear that motor ramp up, it will give you more power. Unfortunately, it seems like the reading on the display does not show us the current, so it is what it is. But it does give you more power when you pedal hard versus not hard. So here we go again. Pedaling very slow, nice and easy, right? And then if I pedal hard, that motor winds up. I'll let you guys listen again. Ready? Easy pedaling. And then hard pedaling. So torque sensor bikes will give you a very natural pedaling feel. However, to get any meaningful power out of this bike, especially after 20 miles an hour, you are gonna have to pedal, and you're gonna have to pedal hard, because torque sensors obviously make you push hard into the pedals to get power. So if you want exercise from your e-bike, this might be a good option. So that is it for today's video, folks. Depending on whatever sale might be going on, the prices of these e-bikes are always fluctuating. So to get the most up-to-date price, check out the link in the description below. I will also have any available coupon codes or discounts listed down there as well, so you guys can save a little bit of money on your purchasing price. Using that link will help support the channel at no extra cost to you. Thank you very much to the people using my links. I really do appreciate it. Feel free to subscribe to the channel if I've earned your subscription. Like the video if you like it. Leave a comment below. Let me know what you think about this Kingbull Jumper Go. Is this a bike you would buy? What do you like about it? What do you not like about it? Let me know in the comments below. You guys can follow me on social media. I am on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and I have 2 Facebook groups, E-Bike Addicts and High Speed E-Bikes 40 miles an hour and up. And that's it for today, folks. Until next time.